Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you're having a good day today. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend, except on Sunday, after church Sunday night, we were going to go to Little Caesars and get a pizza and some cheese bread. So I ordered it online, and it said it would be ready between, 8:32 and 8:37. So we get there. It's not quite 8:30 yet, but I do go in just to see if it's ready, and they're like, no, it's not ready. So I wait until the time frame that it says. Go back in, and it's not ready. And I'm like, well, do you have a time estimate of how much longer? She acted like she didn't even want to go find out, but she does. She comes back, and she's like, 10 or 15 more minutes. I said, okay, thank you. I went outside, and I set a timer for 15 minutes. And when that 15 minutes passed, I went back inside. Now, there's a bunch of people in there waiting for their pizza, and I'm at the counter wanting to talk to somebody. And mind you, there's like 5 or 6 people working, and nobody's coming to the counter. Somebody new has walked in, or at least somebody has walked back in, and the girl's standing right there, and she doesn't even turn around to ask, what can she do? Do I need help? And finally, I was just like, is anybody there? I want to ask about my order. So this guy comes out, and he's like, no, it's still not ready. And I'm like, well, I need to know how much longer, because it's already been, at this time, 40 minutes waiting. And they're supposed to have hot and ready pizzas, right? This is Little Caesars. So he goes to the back, and this woman, she's like, well, can you check on mine while you're back there? So he comes back, and he's like, tells the lady, you're third in line, and told me you're seventh in line. I'm like, so I have 6 more people that have to have food cooked before mine? And he's like, yes. Well, that lady, she's upset, and she's like, I'm just going to get a refund because I'm not going to wait. And so she gets one. I call my dad out in the car to see, to let him know I'm going to do that, and we're just going to go somewhere else. So I get my refund, and then my stepmom was like, well, get my money back for the pizza that I ordered. So apparently they added another pizza to my order, and they paid cash for it. Well, it's not added to my order. It's just the stuff that I ordered. And so he's trying to figure out where theirs is. He's like, I don't see one. I said, well, that girl right there, she's the one that took the order. She's the one that said she would add it to mine and took their cash. I said, we were in a black Honda, and that she told my dad that the food wasn't ready yet. They paid for the extra pizza, and she said she would bring it out when it was ready. And so I said, so you need to talk to her about it. And he won't turn around and talk to her. And he just looks at me like I'm so dumb. And I don't usually get very rude or, irate with people. But lately, it's like people that work at food places are just so lazy. And he's like, well, I don't see it here. I said, well, then you need to turn around and you need to ask the girl that took the order. She's standing right there. Just turn around and talk to her about it. And he wouldn't do it. And finally, he's like, was it a thin, crispy pepperoni? I'm like, I don't know what they ordered. It was just supposed to be like a hot and ready pepperoni pizza. Finally, we figured out he's looking at our order the whole entire time. Refunds us our cash, and then we just go to McDonald's because we're sick and tired of waiting. And I was just realizing that these are the people that say they should be making $15 an hour, yet they do the bare minimum of work that they possibly can. I know that the food service industry is not easy. I've worked in it. I worked at KFC, Pizza Hut. I worked at Cheddar's as a waitress. I know it's not easy, but you also have to do at least a halfway decent job. You can't just do the bare minimum. Anyway, it was ridiculous. I don't get taking 2 hours to cook a pizza. I don't get that. It's not like I ordered a bunch of food. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. I wanted to take a look at something today. On Louder with Crowder, there was an article that was dropped talking about Trump's indictment. Now, what he was charged with, and also an aide, Walter Nada, they're charged with 31 counts of willful retention of national defense information. That was Trump. Both on 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice, both on 1 count of withholding a document or record, both on 1 count of corruptly concealing a document or record, both on 1 count of concealing a document in a federal investigation, both charged with one count of scheme to conceal, and Trump with one count of false statements and representations. So obviously this is a developing story, but I have the full indictment here, and I wanted to take a look at it. I'm not going to read all 50 pages, but I just wanted to kind of skim through it. I haven't looked at it yet, but I just kind of wanted to see what it said. Meanwhile, I want to let you know, while these indictments and things against Trump are happening, a whistleblower released evidence that Hunter Biden did get money from the Chinese Communist Party, and he did disperse it out to his dad, his uncle, his brother's widow. She got like payments totaling up to $35,000. I'm not sure why she got money. So he has this information, and they pulled that man and his team off of the Hunter Biden investigation. Congress did. So that's what was happening while this indictment against Trump was happening. The day after that whistleblower comes out with that evidence, they release this stuff on Trump. So it's just a distraction tactic. I don't believe that they think that they have a slam dunk case. They say they do, but I think they know for a fact that they cannot win. They are not meaning to. They are not trying to. The point is to keep people distracted from the Hunter Biden stuff and anything else they can distract us from, which is why we don't need to pay attention to it. And mind you, the judge that was selected for this case in Florida is the same judge that Trump appointed, and also she had sided with him on another thing. I don't remember what it was, but hopefully that will work out in his favor. Anyway, so starting out, it's just letting you know who he is and what's going on. It says, over the course of his presidency, Trump gathered newspapers, press clippings, letters, notes, cards, photographs, official documents, and other materials in cardboard boxes that he kept in the White House. Among the materials Trump stored in his boxes were hundreds of classified documents, except he said he declassified them, so now they're declassified, so I really don't get where they're going with this. The classified documents Trump stored in his boxes included information regarding defense and weapons capabilities of both the U.S. and foreign countries, United States nuclear programs, potential vulnerabilities of the United States and its allies to military attack, and plans for possible retaliation in a response to a foreign attack. The unauthorized disclosure of these classified documents could put at risk the national security of the United States, foreign relations, the safety of the United States military and human sources, and the continued viability of sensitive intelligence collection methods. At 12 p.m. on January 20th, 2021, Trump ceased to be president. As he departed the White House, Trump caused scores of boxes, many of which obtained classified documents, to be transported to the Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach, Florida, where he maintained his residence. Trump was not authorized to possess or retain those classified documents. If that is true, if it were true, and I don't believe it is, if it were true, then why is Biden not also being indicted? Because he took off as vice president with documents that he wasn't supposed to have. What about Mike Pence, who had some documents that he apparently wasn't supposed to have? What about the documents that Obama took that apparently they're not supposed to have? So where are all these indictments for all these other people? This is why I think they know that they can't win, because right now it's a two-tier justice system for sure, because they're not doing anything else to any other president or ex-president that had documents they should not have had in their possession, but they're just doing it to Trump. The Mar-a-Lago Club was an active social club between January 2021 and August 2022, hosted events for tens of thousands of members and guests. After Trump's presidency, the Mar-a-Lago Club is not authorized location for the storage, possession, review, display, or discussion of classified documents. Nevertheless, Trump stored his boxes containing classified documents at various locations at the Mar-a-Lago Club, including in a ballroom, a bathroom and shower, an office space, his bedroom, and storage room. I don't believe that. I think that is a load of crap. I truly do. Because I know that there were stories that came out that they bought somebody there and they said that he needed to keep the documents secure. He had them in a secure location that was locked and I believe guarded as well. But I mean, Biden had them just sitting in his garage. I believe even some in the seat of that car that he doesn't drive. On 2 occasions in 2021, Trump showed classified documents to others as follows. A. In July 2021 at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, at the Bedminster Club, during an audio-recorded meeting with the writer, a publisher, and 2 members of his staff, none of whom possessed a security clearance, Trump showed and described a quote-unquote plan of attack that Trump said was prepared for him by the Department of Defense and senior military official. Trump told the individuals that the plan was quote-unquote highly confidential and secret. Trump also said, quote, as president, I could have declassified it, and quote, now I can't, but this is still a secret. Where's the recording? I haven't heard a recording being released yet. Where's that at? The second one is in August or September 2021 at the Bedminster Club. Trump showed a representative of his political action committee who did not possess a security clearance a classified map related to a military operation and told the representative that he should not be showing it to the representative and that the representative should not get too close. I just don't believe that. That is just not Trump. I feel like this is just a load of rubbish. On March 30th, 2022, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, opened a criminal investigation into the unlawful retention of classified documents. A federal grand jury investigation began the next month. The grand jury issued a subpoena requiring Trump to turn over all documents with classification markings. Trump endeavored to obstruct the FBI and grand jury investigations and conceal his continued retention of classified documents by, among other things, so suggesting that his attorney falsely represent to the FBI and grand jury that Trump did not have documents called for by the grand jury subpoena, directing defendant Walty Nada to move boxes of documents to conceal them from Trump's attorney, the FBI, and the grand jury, suggesting that his attorney hide or destroy documents called for by the grand jury subpoena, providing to the FBI and grand jury just some of the documents called for by the grand jury subpoena while claiming that he was cooperating fully, and causing a certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury falsely representing that all documents called for by the grand jury subpoena had been produced, while knowing that, in fact, not all such documents had been produced. My question is, how do you know what documents he had? If he was trying to conceal and hide it, how do you know what documents he took? Because apparently he took boxes and boxes. So do they even know if any of it was actually still classified? I don't know. But, I would be floored if they actually could show evidence to prove all of this true. I would be floored. Because it just isn't Trump. As a result of Trump's retention of classified documents, the documents were not recovered by the United States government until 2022 as follows. On January 17th, nearly 1 year after Trump left office and after months of demands by the National Archives and Records Administration for Trump to provide all missing presidential records, Trump provided only 15 boxes which contained 197 documents with classification markings. On June 3rd, in response to a grand jury subpoena demanding the production of all documents with classification markings, Trump's attorney provided to the FBI 38 more documents with classification markings. On August 8th, pursuant to a court-authorized search warrant, the FBI recovered from Trump's office and a storage room at Mar-a-Lago Club 102 more documents with classification markings. Now, his co-conspirator, supposedly Nada, was a member of the United States Navy stationed as a valet in the White House during Trump's presidency. Beginning in August 2021, Nada became an executive assistant in the office of Donald Trump and served as Trump's personal aide or quote-unquote body man. Nada reported to Trump, worked closely with Trump, and traveled with Trump. The Mar-a-Lago Club is located, so we don't care where it's located. Between January 2021 and August 2022, the Mar-a-Lago Club hosted more than 150 social events, including weddings, movie premieres, and fundraisers that together drew tens of thousands of guests. The United States Secret Service provided protection services to Trump and his family after he left office, including at the Mar-a-Lago Club, but it was not responsible for the protection of Trump's boxes or their contents. Trump did not inform the Secret Service that he was storing boxes containing classified documents at the Mar-a-Lago Club. So, national security information, it's owned, produced by, or produced for under the control of the U.S. government. So there was an executive order April 17th, 1995, and it was amended on March 25th, 2003, and then an executive order on December 29th, 2009. National security information was classified as top secret, secret, or confidential as follows. So information was classified as top secret if the unauthorized disclosure of that information reasonably could be expected to cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security that the original classification authority was able to identify or describe. Information was classified as secret if the unauthorized disclosure of that information reasonably could be expected to cause serious damage to the national security that the original classification authority was able to identify or describe. And then information was classified as confidential if the unauthorized disclosure of that information reasonably could be expected to cause damage to national security that the original classification authority was able to identify or describe. The classification marking no foreign stood for not releasable to foreign nationals. Classified information related to intelligence sources, methods, and analytical processes was designated as sensitive compartmented information. When the vulnerability of or threat to specific classified information was exceptional, and the normal criteria for determining eligibility for access to classified information were insufficient to protect the information from unauthorized disclosure, the United States could establish special access programs to further protect the classified information. Pursuant to Executive Order 13526, information classified at any level could be lawfully accessed only by persons determined by an appropriate United States government official to be eligible for access to classified information, who had signed an approved non-disclosure agreement, who received a security clearance, and who had a need to know the classified information. After his presidency, Trump was not authorized to possess or retain classified documents. The need to know requirement of the agency, it says number one, determine in writing that access was consistent with the interests of national security, and two, took appropriate steps to protect classified information from unauthorized disclosure or compromise, and ensured that the information was safeguarded in a manner consistent with the order. Trump did not obtain any such waiver after his presidency. Okay. Then it just talks about, his official duties and, excuse me, and what he did. But it says, after his presidency, Trump retained classified documents originated by or implicating the equities of multiple USIC members and other executive branch departments and agencies, including the following. And USIC is United States Intelligence Community. So, the CIA. They were responsible for providing intelligence on foreign countries and global issues. Then you have the Department of Defense, the DoD, and they're responsible for providing the military forces needed to deter war and ensure national security. The National Security Agency was a combat support agency within DoD and a member of the USIC, responsible for foreign signals intelligence and cybersecurity. The National Geospatial Intelligence Agency was a combat support agency with DoD, responsible for the exploitation and analysis of imagery intelligence, and geospatial information in support of the national security objectives of the United States and the geospatial intelligence requirements of DoD. The National Reconnaissance Office is within the DoD and responsible for developing, acquiring, launching, and operating space-based surveillance and reconnaissance systems that collected and delivered intelligence to enhance national security. The Department of Energy, responsible for maintaining a safe, secure, and effective nuclear deterrent to protect national security. The Department of State and Bureau of Intelligence and Research was responsible for protecting and promoting United States security, prosperity, and democratic values. Blah, blah, blah. So then they talk about some public statements that he made. On August 18th, 2016, Trump stated, quote, "In my administration, I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information. No one will be above the law." On September 6, 2016, Trump stated, quote, "We also need to fight this battle by collecting intelligence and then protecting our classified secrets. We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified." On September 7th, 2016, he stated, quote, "One of the first things we must do is to enforce all classification rules and to enforce all laws relating to the handling of classified information." On September 19th, 2016, Trump stated, "We also need the best protection of classified information." And then on November 3rd, 2016, he stated, "Service members here in North Carolina have risked their lives to acquire classified intelligence to protect our country." As President of the United States on July 26, 2018, Trump issued the following statement about classified information, quote, "As the head of the executive branch and commander-in-chief, I have a unique constitutional responsibility to protect the nation's classified information, including by controlling access to it. More broadly, the issue of a former executive branch official's security clearance raises larger questions about the practice of former officials maintaining access to our nation's most sensitive secrets long after their time in government has ended. Such access is particularly inappropriate when former officials have transitioned into highly partisan positions and to seek to use real or perceived access to sensitive information to validate their political attacks. Any access granted to our nation's secrets should be in furtherance of national, not personal interest." So it says in January 2021, when he was preparing to leave, Trump's White House staff, including NADA, packed items, including some of Trump's boxes. Trump was personally involved in this process. He caused his boxes containing hundreds of classified documents to be transported from the White House to the Mar-a-Lago Club. And from January through March 15th of 2021, some of the boxes were stored at the Mar-a-Lago Club's white and gold ballroom, in which events and gatherings took place. Trump's boxes were 4 times stacked on the ballroom stage as depicted in the photograph below. Is that really the stage, though? Or is this a drawing? This looks like a drawing of what they claim it looked like. Where's the actual photo? Okay. April 5th, 2021, Trump texted another employee of that office to ask whether the boxes could be moved out of the business center and to make room for staff to use it as an office. Trump employee 2 replied, "Whoa, okay, so POTUS specifically asked for Walt for those boxes to be in the business center because they are his papers." Later that day, Trump employee 1 and Trump employee 2 exchanged the following text messages. "We can definitely make it work if we move his papers into the lake room. There is still a little room in the shower where his other stuff is. Is it only his papers he cares about? There's some other stuff in there that are not papers. Could that go to storage? Or does he want everything in there on property? Yes, anything that's not the beautiful line paper boxes can definitely go to storage. Want to take a look at the space and start moving tomorrow a.m." Okay, so then they were moved from the business center to a bathroom. And here's another picture. I don't know what kind of pictures these are. They don't look like real pictures, so I'm just not buying it. And then here's some other pictures of where they claimed he moved it. I mean, that don't look any different than the documents falling out of Biden's car in the garage. So I don't get it. So apparently Trump met with a writer and publisher and 2 of his staff members. And he said, quote, "Look what I found. This was the senior military official's plan of attack. Read it and just show it's interesting." Later in the interview, Trump engaged in the following exchange, allegedly. Trump said, "Well, with the senior military official, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack country A. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers that this thing just came up. Look, this was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him." Writer says, "Wow." Trump says, "We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. Pages long. Look, staffer. Trump, wait a minute. Let's see here." Staffer laughs. "Yeah." Trump says, I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know. Staffer, Trump, except it's like highly confidential. Staffer, yeah. Trump, secret. This is the secret information. Look at this. You attack, and then Trump says, by the way, isn't that incredible? Staffer, yeah. Trump, I was just thinking because we were talking about it, and you know he said, quote, he wanted to attack country A and what? Staffer, you did. Trump, this was done by the military and given to me. I think we can probably, right? Staffer, I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try. Trump, declassify it. Figure out yeah. Trump, stay as president. I could have declassified it. Staffer, yeah. Now I can't, you know, but this is all secret. Staffer, yeah. Now we have a problem. Trump, isn't that interesting? At the time of this exchange, the writer, the publisher, and Trump's 2 staff members did not have security clearance. On February 16, 2017, 4 years before Trump's disclosures of classified information set forth above, Trump said at a press conference, quote, the first thing I thought of when I heard about it is, how does the press get this information that's classified? How do they do it? You know why? Because it's an illegal process and the press should be ashamed of themselves. But more importantly, the people that gave out the information to the press should be ashamed of themselves. Really ashamed. He produced the 15 cardboard boxes to the National Archives and Records Administration. Here's another photo. There was mention of texting, I guess. There was mention of texting with Nada and another Trump employee. On November 29th, 2021, Trump employee 2 texted Nada asking, next you are on property, no rush. Could you help me bring 4 more boxes up? Nada replied, yes, of course. On December 29th, 2021, hey, just checking on boxes. Would love to have a number to them today. Trump employee 2 spoke to Trump and then responded a few hours later in 2 successive text messages. 12 is his number. Then another text messaging going on. One thing he asked was for new covers for the boxes for Monday morning. Can we get new box covers before giving these to them on Monday? They have too much writing on them. I mark too much. Trump employee 2 replied, yes, I will get that. When interviewed by the FBI in May of 2022 regarding the location and movement of boxes before their production to NARA, Nada made false and misleading statements as set forth in count 38 of this indictment, including A, falsely stating that he was not aware of Trump's boxes being brought to Trump's residence for his review before Trump provided 15 boxes to NARA in January 2022. B, falsely stating that he did not know how the boxes that he and Trump employee 2 brought from Trump's residence to the commercial truck for delivery to NARA on January 17, 2022 had gotten to the residence. And C, when asked whether he knew where Trump's boxes had been stored before they were in Trump's residence and whether they had been in a secure or locked location, Nada falsely responded, quote, I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I honestly just don't know, end quote. On February 9th, 2022, NARA referred the discovery of classified documents in Trump's boxes to the Department of Justice for investigation. Then the FBI and grand jury investigations you had on March 30th, 2022. The FBI opened a criminal investigation. On April 26, 2022, a federal grand jury opened an investigation. And then it just talks about the defendant's concealment of boxes, other stuff that was going on. On May 23rd, 2022, Trump met with his attorney 1 and attorney 2 at Mar-a-Lago to discuss the response to the May 11th subpoena. They needed to search for documents that would be responsive to the subpoena and provide a certification that there had been compliance with the subpoena. Trump, in sum and substance, made the following statements, among others, as memorialized by Trump Attorney 1. A, I don't want anybody looking. I don't want anybody looking through my boxes. I really don't. I don't want you looking through my boxes. B, well, what happens if we just don't respond at all or don't play ball with them? C, wouldn't it be better if we just told them we don't have anything here? D, well, look, isn't it better if there are no documents? While meeting with Trump Attorney 1 and 2 on May 23rd, Trump, in sum and substance, told the following story as memorialized by Trump Attorney 1. He was great. He did a great job. You know what? He said that it was him. That he was the one who deleted all of her emails, the 30,000 emails, because they basically dealt with her scheduling and her going to the gym and her having beauty appointments. And he was great. So she didn't get in any trouble because he said that he was the one who deleted them. Trump related that story more than once that day. I really don't know what point they're trying to make with him relating the Hillary story about the emails. Trump's meeting on May 23rd with his attorneys about the May 11th subpoena and June 2nd. They returned to the Mar-a-Lago club to review the boxes in the storage room that Nada removed at Trump's discretion, a total of approximately 64 boxes from the storage room, and brought them to Trump's residence as set forth below. A. On May 24th, 2022, between 5:30 and 5:38 p.m., Nada removed 3 boxes from the storage room. On May 30th, 2022, at 9:08 a.m., Trump and Nada spoke by phone for approximately 30 seconds between 10:02 a.m. and 11:51 a.m. Nada removed a total of approximately 50 boxes from the storage room. On May 30th, 2022, at 12:33 p.m., a Trump family member texted Nada, "Good afternoon, Walt. Happy Memorial Day. I saw you put boxes to POTUS room. Just FYI, and I will tell him as well. Not sure how many he wants to take on Friday on the plane. We will not have room for them. Plane will be full with luggage. Thank you." And Nada replied, "Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you so much. I think he wanted to pick from them. I don't imagine him wanting to take the boxes. He told me to put them in the room and that he was going to talk to you about them." On June 1st, 2022, beginning at 12:52 p.m., Nada removed approximately 11 boxes from the storage room. Okay. And then you have the false certification to the FBI and the grand jury. On June 2nd, 2022, Trump had been informed. Trump Attorney 1 arrived at Mar-a-Lago Club, talking again about the May 11th subpoena. So between 3:53 p.m. and 6:23 p.m., Attorney 1 reviewed the contents of Trump's boxes in the storage room. Attorney 1 located 38 documents with classification markings inside the boxes, and Attorney 1 removed and placed in a red weld folder. Attorney 1 contacted Nada and asked him to bring clear duct tape to the storage room. Nada did, and then Attorney 1 used the clear duct tape to seal the red weld folder with the documents with classification markings inside. After that, the attorney spoke with Trump, I think is what that was saying. Yeah, he confirmed he was finished with the search. Trump asked, "Did you find anything? Is it bad? Good." Then they discussed what to do with the red weld folder containing documents with classification markings and whether they should bring them to the hotel room and put them in a safe there. During the conversation, Trump made a plucking motion as memorialized by Trump Attorney 1. He made a funny motion as though, well, okay, why don't you take them with you to your hotel room, and if there's anything really bad in there, like, pluck it out. And that was a motion that he made. He didn't say that. Okay. So it just talks more about all of that stuff. On June 3rd, Attorney 3 and Attorney 1, they signed a certification as the custodian of records for the office of Donald J. Trump and took it to the Mar-a-Lago Club to provide it to the Department of Justice and FBI. In the certification, Attorney 3, who performed no search of Trump's boxes, had not reviewed the May 11th subpoena and had not reviewed the contents of the red weld folder, stated among other things that, quote, based upon the information that had been provided to her, a diligent search was conducted of the boxes that were moved from the White House to Florida. The search was conducted after receipt of the subpoena in order to locate any and all documents that are responsive to the subpoena, and any and all responsive documents accompany this certification. Then you have the court-authorized search of the Mar-a-Lago Club. On August 8th, 2022, the FBI executed a court-authorized search warrant at Mar-a-Lago Club. It authorized the FBI to search for and seize, among other things, all documents with classification markings. During the execution of the warrant, the FBI seized 102 documents with classification markings in Trump's office and the storage room as follows. Trump's office, 27 documents, 6 top secret, 18 secret, 3 confidential. 75 documents in the storage room, 11 top secret, 36 secret, and 28 confidential. And then is going to break down counts 1 through 31, willful retention of national defense information. January 20th, 2021 through August 8, 2022, top secret, no foreign special handling. Document dated May 3rd, 2018, concerning White House intelligence briefing related to various foreign countries. January 20th, 2021, okay, it's the same dates. Top secret, SI, no foreign special handling. Document dated May 9th, 2018, concerning White House intelligence briefing related to various foreign countries. And then undated document concerning military capabilities of a foreign country and the United States with handwritten annotation in black marker. You had document dated May 6, 2019, concerning White House intelligence briefing related to foreign countries, including military activities and planning of foreign countries. Then you had documents dated June 2020 concerning nuclear capabilities of a foreign country. Document dated June 4th, 2020 concerning White House intelligence briefing related to various foreign countries. Document dated October 21st, 2018 concerning communications with the leader of a foreign country. Document dated October 4th, 2019 concerning military capabilities of a foreign country. Undated document concerning military attacks by a foreign country. Okay, yeah, there's 31 of these, right? Okay. Document dated November 2017 concerning military capabilities of a foreign country. Undated document concerning military contingency planning of the United States. Pages of undated document concerning projected regional military capabilities of a foreign country and the United States. Undated document concerning military capabilities of a foreign country and the United States. Document dated January 2020 concerning military options of a foreign country and potential effects on United States interests. Document dated February 2020 concerning policies in a foreign country. Document dated December 2019 concerning foreign country support of terrorist attacks against United States interests. Document dated January 2020 concerning military capabilities of a foreign country. Document dated March 2020 concerning military operations against United States forces and others. Undated document concerning nuclear weaponry of the United States. Undated document concerning timeline and details of attack in a foreign country. Undated document concerning military capabilities of foreign countries. Document dated August 2019 concerning regional military activity of a foreign country. Document dated August 30th, 2019 concerning White House intelligence briefing related to various foreign countries with handwritten annotation in black marker. Undated document concerning military activity of a foreign country. Document dated October 24th, 2019 concerning military activity of foreign countries and the United States. Document dated November 7th, 2019 concerning military activity of foreign countries and the United States. Document dated November 2019 concerning military activity of foreign countries. Document dated October 18th, 2019 concerning White House intelligence briefing related to various foreign countries. Document dated October 18th, 2019 concerning military capabilities of a foreign country. Document dated October 15th, 2019 concerning military activity in a foreign country. And last but not least, document dated February 2017 concerning military activity of a foreign country. Then you have count 32, conspiracy to obstruct justice. From on or about May 11th, 2022 through in or around August 2022 in Palm Beach County in the Southern District of Florida. Okay, so it's both of these defendants. They did knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree with each other and with others known and unknown to the grand jury to engage in misleading conduct toward another person and corruptly persuade another person to withhold a record, document, and other object from an official proceeding in violation of 18 U.S.C. and to corruptly conceal a record, document, and other object from an official proceeding in violation of 18 U.S.C. The purpose of the conspiracy is to keep classified documents he had taken with him from the White House and to hide and conceal them from a federal grand jury. The manner and means by which the defendant sought to accomplish the objects and purpose of the conspiracy included, among other things, the following. A. Suggesting that Trump Attorney 1 falsely represent to the FBI and grand jury that Trump did not have documents called for by the May 11th subpoena. B. Moving boxes of documents to conceal them from Trump Attorney 1, the FBI, and grand jury. C. Suggesting that Trump Attorney 1 hide or destroy documents called for by the May 11th subpoena. D. Providing to the FBI and grand jury just some of the documents called for by the May 11th subpoena while Trump claimed he was cooperating fully. E. Causing a false certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury representing that all documents with classification markings had been produced when in fact they had not, and F. Making false and misleading statements to the FBI, all in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1512K. Count 33, withholding a document or record. They did knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person, and it's read the same way. It's in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1512A and 2. Count 34, corruptly concealing document or record. Count 35, concealing a document in a federal investigation. Same thing. Count 36, scheme to conceal. It says, in a matter within the jurisdiction of the judicial branch and executive branch of the United States government, did knowingly and willfully falsify, conceal, and cover up by any trick, scheme, and device of material fact, that is, during a federal grand jury investigation and a federal criminal investigation being conducted by the FBI, Trump and Nada hid and concealed from the grand jury and the FBI Trump's continued possession of documents with classification markings. Count 37, false statements and representations. So statements and representations to be made to the grand jury and the FBI in a sworn certification executed by Attorney 3. A, quote, a diligent search was conducted of the boxes that were moved from the White House to Florida. B, quote, the search was conducted after receipt of a subpoena in order to locate any and all documents that are responsive to the subpoena. And C, quote, any and all responsive documents accompany this certification. The statements and representations set forth above were false, as Trump knew, because Trump had directed that boxes be removed from the storage room before Trump Attorney 1 conducted the June 2nd, 2022 search for documents with classification markings, so that Trump Attorney 1's search would not and did not include all of Trump's boxes that were removed from the White House. Trump Attorney 1's search would not and did not locate all documents responsive to the May 11th subpoena, and all responsive documents were not provided to the FBI and the grand jury with the certification. In fact, after June 3, 2022, more than 100 documents with classification markings remained at the Mar-a-Lago Club until the FBI search on August 8, 2022. And that's all in violation of Title 18 United States Code Sections 1001, A2, and 2. Count 38, false statements and representations. Apparently, there was a question asked, are you aware of any boxes being brought to his home, his suite? No, and that's what Walter Nada answered. He was asked, all right, so to the best of your knowledge, you're saying that boxes that you brought onto the truck, first time you ever laid eyes on them was just the day of when Trump employee 2 needed you to. Correct, is what he said, to take them. Okay, question, in knowing that we're trying to track the life of these boxes and where they could have been kept and stored and all that kind of stuff, do you have any information that could help us understand, like where they were kept, how they were kept, where they secured, where they locked? Something that makes the intelligence community feel better about these things, you know? Says, I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I honestly just don't know. He was asked, and so what? So you only saw the 17 boxes. He answered, mm-hmm. Question, the day of the move, even they just showed up that day? He answered, they were in Pine Hall. Trump employee 2 just asked me, hey, can we move some boxes? And he was like, okay. Then he was asked, so you didn't know, had no idea how they got there before? Answer, no. The understood statements and representations above were false, as Nada knew, because one, Nada did in fact know that the boxes in Pine Hall had come from the storage room, as Nada himself, with the assistance of Trump employee 2, had moved the boxes from the storage room to Pine Hall, and 2, Nada had observed the boxes in and moved them to various locations at the Mar-a-Lago Club, all in violation of Title 18 United States Code. All right. So that's the indictment. Okay, we went through the whole thing. It's here are the penalties, okay? For counts 1 through 31, willful retention of national defense information. Max term of imprisonment 10 years, mandatory minimum term of imprisonment if applicable, max supervised release 3 years, and max fine $250,000. Count 32, conspiracy to obstruct justice, a max term of imprisonment 20 years, max supervised release 3 years, and max fine $250,000. Count 33, withholding a document or record, max term of imprisonment 20 years, max supervised release 3 years, and max fine $250,000. Count 34, corruptly concealing a document or record, max term of imprisonment 20 years, max supervised release 3 years, and a max fine of $250,000. Count 35, concealing a document in a federal investigation, max term of 20 years, max supervised of 3, and a max fine of $250,000. Count 36, scheme to conceal, max term of imprisonment 5 years, max supervised release 3 years, and a max fine of $250,000. Count 37, false statements and representations, a maximum of 5 years imprisonment, max supervised release 3 years, and a max fine of $250,000. And that's for Trump. And then you have what Waltine Nada is looking at, and he's looking at the same, really, just a few less charges than Trump. So what you're looking at is they could be put away for life, basically, which is why I think this is absolutely nuts. I'm telling you, when they are running this on a news cycle about Trump's indictment, and, they're playing it over there on the right, you need to be looking left. Because there's something going on that they don't want us to see. And that's why they're doing this. I truly believe that. I don't think that there's anything here. I think they have no case. Like I said, I'd be floored if they could produce evidence that proved what they're saying is true. But I don't think that they have it. I think this is all a major distraction to distract from the election, trying to turn people off from wanting to vote for Trump because of this. This is election interference too, in my opinion, to try and turn people off from voting for Trump because they think that he did something wrong with classified documents, when in fact I don't believe he did. So that's the indictment. It's absolutely ridiculous. Hopefully this judge that he got, because he did appoint her, she did side with him on some other cases. Let's hope she doesn't go stupid and, vote for this, I guess. I don't know. However it works, as a judge, I don't know if it's done through a jury or if a judge does convictions. I don't know how they do it. But let's hope that this judge is on Trump's side, because I'm telling you, this is all fluff. There's nothing here. Nothing. Anyway, so I just thought we'd talk about that and go over that a little bit. Like I said, pay attention, because this is not where you need to be focused. It's interesting to know what they're doing and what kind of penalties there can be for it, but I just don't think it's going to happen, and I really think we need to be paying attention elsewhere. So, anyway, thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to go to my Rumble and YouTube channels. You can subscribe there and share my videos. I would greatly appreciate that. You can get to my link tree to find my social media accounts, and, just support me. I really appreciate it. Anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and God bless.